Howdy everyone, this is Tricia and welcome to my channel. Alright everyone, I'm going to be doing my baby shower series. So my first project will be doing the guest pins. So I'm going to be making a game out of them. So I'm calling them the Poopie Diaper Game Guest Pins. So let me show you what the supplies are going to be and then we'll get started with our craft. Okay everyone, let me tell you what the supplies are going to be to create the cute little diaper pins for our baby shower guest. Here is a little sample so that you'll see what we will be making. Now I'm going to be using felt to make the little diaper. So I've got some baby blue felt here. I could use it in white if I prefer, or even in pink. But you can use any fabric that you want to use for your little diapers. You can even use something that maybe has a little print that you like. So that doesn't really matter. Just choose whatever fabric you like. Now, I am going to be using some brown felt, and I'll tell you why that'll be. You maybe know by the title of the video what I'm going to use this. Now, if I don't have a brown felt or a brown fabric, we can use a fabric paint or we can use a marker. Just get one that's in brown, and of course the fabric paint should be in brown as well. I'm going to be using this very thin ribbon. This is a 1/8 inch ribbon, and this particular roll has, I think, about 10 yards. Yeah, 10 yards. So it's 1/8 by 10 yard roll of ribbon. Just grab whatever you can, but I do recommend that it be a very thin ribbon such as that. And then we're also going to be needing these little pin backings. If you can see that there, let me put it on my hand here so you can see it a little bit better. You could use safety pins if you prefer to use that instead of the pin backings in case you don't find those. And then I chose this little plastic little kind of a pacifier. You don't need this. This is completely optional. You could use a little baby bottle, or even if you find a clothespin or a safety pin, I'm sorry, that is plastic that you could use in front of the little diaper instead. Use that, or whatever little decoration you want to use. Like I said, you don't have to put one on there. There are also little ribbon roses, so if it's a little girl, maybe you want to put some little ribbon roses just to make them a little special. It's pretty much up to your budget if you want to include something like that. Now we're going to be needing some scissors to cut, and I'm going to use this mat board also to do some measuring, or you could use a ruler or a measuring tape. I've got an extra pair of scissors if I want to do smaller cutting. I'm going to be using my glue gun with some hot glue, but you can also use a white tacky glue that'll dry clear. So here's what I have here instead. Alright, so let's go ahead and get to crafting. Alright everyone, I've gone ahead and I've made myself some instructions here because I wanted to make sure that I showed you exactly how to create the diaper that I created, which is this little one right here. We're going to put him off to the side just so you can look at him right there. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to cut 5" by 4" rectangles out of my fabric. Now this is felt that I'm using, so that's what you will do, is just cut out some 5 by 4. So just measure out. Five inches. Actually, I'm going to measure the 4 inches this way because I've got 9 and I can get 2 4 inches out of the 8 inches. It's actually just a little bit more than 9 inches, but I can get at least 2. So I'm just going to make like a little bit of a line with a pencil. You can use a pen, or you don't even have to mark it. If you want to use a rotary cutter on your cutting mat, you can go ahead and do so. I'm going to be using just my scissors. Alright, and I can cut another 4 inches this way. First, let's cut out 5 inches. And I can cut at least 2 of them out of this. So I know now that out of these 9 by 12 squares of felt, I can get at least 4 of the pins. So it all just depends on how many you're going to make. Of course, if you feel like you're going to make a lot and you want to save a little money, then maybe you want to use just a piece of fabric that's inexpensive rather than purchasing felt squares. So 5 inches there. And there we go. Okay, So now we're going to take this, and I'm going to do this as if you were doing it. So I'm going to do this in, rather than doing it this way for me to see, I'm going to do it for that you can see, okay? I hope that you understood that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in at the, let's make sure that I'm doing this correctly. Is it this way or this way that I did it? Oh, it was this way. Yeah, okay. So you're going to have it so that you're looking at it, you're holding it like that at 5 inches. If I was doing it, I'd be holding it like that. So hold it at the 5 inch is going across and the 4 inches going up and down. It's in your point of view. Okay, that was boring. Okay, so now we're going to fold it in and we want to overlap it about 1 inch here. Just overlap it about 1 inch. You can measure on your board or use your measuring tape or ruler, and I can see here that I did overlap it 1 inch. What I want this is to be 2 inches wide. Here's my 2 inches. So that's what you want it to be. You want it to be about 2 inches wide. So you're going to overlap it 1 inch. Let's make sure. There we go. Just like that. Okay. Once you've overlapped that, you're going to fold it in half now. Upward like that. Make sure that it stays folded. Like so. There we go. It would be a lot easier if I was actually looking at it straight. Okay, so then you're going to fold it like that. And that's 2 inches by 2 inches. A little square. Once it's folded, it's 2 inches by 2 inches. Okay? So now that you've got it like that, you're going to want about 1 inch in the middle or half an inch to 1 inch. And then you're going to cut upward to make a little kind of a rounded triangular cut, but round it here and then round it here at the same time. Let me draw it on here so that you understand what I'm saying as I have it drawn out with the pencil. So that's about it's about 3/4 inches by half an inch at the height on the side here, and it's about 3/4 inches here in the middle. So there you go. So let's see. Yep, it's about 3/4 inches that way and 3/4 inches that way. So 3/4 inches this way and 3/4 inches this way. Make yourself a little cut like that, kind of round it off. Now the other one. So you want that shape. Okay, so the next thing I did was I opened it up like that. And then I'm going to go only on one side. This other side I'm not going to do any cutting. I'm going to leave that alone. As a matter of fact, to make sure that you're not touching it, what you're going to do is just open it up a little bit like that. Put a little drop of glue. I'm using my hot glue gun. Probably the best thing to do. Make this quick. And hold that down because we don't want to have that open anymore on us. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to cut this fold right here on this side and then on the other side as well. Not on this part, just on this part. Okay, so then you have that. And then you can just bring this up right at the little cuts right there. Fold it up and then just cut straight. Like that. Okay, so now you've removed that and now you've got this part that you can flap back on there. And what I did is you could just leave it like that, but what I did is I actually cut it upward almost like in a triangle. Okay, but I left a little bit of space there. Okay, let me just show you. I'm going to draw it with a pencil. What I did, make a nice dark line here so you can see it. Like that. So those are going to be your next cuts. And that's about a half an inch right here and also right there, if that helps you. Cut that and cut that. So now you're going to have that. Okay? Now you're gonna have that. And then you could also, again, you could leave it like that, or you could trim this little part off. And I went ahead and I trimmed it off because I wanted to see that little part where it kind of met right there. Okay, so now just trim off a little bit like that. Probably not as much as I just did this one. Okay, so you're going to trim off maybe, let's see, on this one I cut about 1/4 inch, and I went a little bit too much on this one, but that's okay. It's still fine. So now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim off where I see pencil lines, because I actually want to use this one. I don't want to waste any of my felt. Okay, so there we go. And now we can just glue that little bit down. I've got my fan going, so I got these little webs of glue everywhere. All right, so there we go. We've got the formed diaper, and now we can decorate it. If you want, you can go ahead and glue these parts down as well. You don't really need to do that. You just need for this to stay together. So a little glue in there, and then a little bit of glue right here, and that's it. If you use your Aleene's tacky glue, just put them over to the side, let them all dry, and then while you're waiting for that to dry, you're going to take your ribbon and then just make little tiny bows, just little loopy bows. And trim. So just make little bows like that. And just make as many as you're able to do little diapers, okay? So now we want to glue that on to our little diaper right there. If you don't use a little ribbon, you want to just use a little decoration or a little ribbon rose, and just glue that on there, or maybe even a little safety pin. And I'm going to put that little bow right there. Look how cute it is, just like that. It doesn't need any more on it. Just leave it alone. If you want to just save some money, just do that. And then we're going to either use a safety pin, or if you want to use a straight pin, you can go ahead. But I think little safety pins would be better so no one pokes themselves. And then they can use that to pin it onto their clothing, you know, wherever they want while they're at the shower. And we're going to make a game out of this, or it could just be a little something that you just want to give everybody. It doesn't have to become a game, but I'm going to make it into a game. Okay, so now I'm going to take my pin backing, because I'm not using safety pins, but I'm going to use these guys right here, and I'm going to hot glue that to the back. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on it, and just stick it there to the back so he's ready to get pinned. Okay, and of course we want to let that dry. All right, and then that could be the complete little diaper. But like I said, if you want to go ahead and decorate it, which I am, I'm going to put this little plastic pacifier on it. Okay, so now I'm going to go off and make a whole bunch of these, and then I'll tell you what the game is going to be. All right, everyone, once you have finished doing all your little diapers, there we go. I've made 20 of them. Now you can make as many as you want. I'm probably going to make a few more, but I need to go get myself some more of these little pacifiers. But just make as many as you feel like you think you're going to need. And then when you have all your guests there sitting down, you can count them and then just pull out as many as you need for the amount of people that you have. So then you will, before, of course, you will prepare one of your little diapers and make it into a poopy diaper so that we can have a game. So I'm just going to cut out a little tiny scrap of this brown felt. Now if you don't have felt, you're using fabric, just use a little brown fabric. Or if you just have white, then take a little bit of the white and maybe paint it with some fabric paint or a marker. Or you can just go ahead and paint straight into it. Now, the reason I say is to paint on a little scrappy bit and then glue it in there is so that you don't see it through the other side, because if you do use a marker or a paint, it might come through and then everyone will be able to see it. And the idea is that nobody knows that this is what's going on. You just want to go ahead and take this little fabric, whatever it is that you use, or if you already happen to have brown fabric or felt. Cut out a little dot just like that. I actually have a nicer one that I cut earlier, so I'm going to use that one. And then I'm just going to hot glue it inside of my little diaper on just one of them. Okay? And then, like I said, you're going to count how many people are at your party, and you're going to make sure that you know which one's the poopy one, right? You make sure that you have that one, and then get as many more of the other little diapers that you need and put them all together, mix them up, and then get yourself a little bowl, and we're going to put them in there. Okay, so here's my little bowl, and I've managed to put in my poopy diaper right in there. So then I'm going to pass it around and make sure everyone grabs one. It's up to you if you want to go ahead and include the person that this baby shower is for, or persons. Like in my case, I'm going to have my daughter-in-law and my son. We're going to have a co-ed baby shower for our family. So everyone's going to be included except my son and my daughter-in-law. They're going to get all their little gifts from everybody. So we want to make sure that our guest is one of the winners. So what you'll have them do is put on their little pin. Tell them, everybody put on a little pin. This is just a little gift for you. And then before people start leaving, and after you've played several games and maybe had all your food and such, you're going to tell everybody, okay, before anybody leaves, we want to make sure we check all our diapers. Let's see who needs a changing, and whoever happens to have the little poop in their diaper gets to win a prize. So that's the game for our little poopy diaper pin. I hope that you think this is a cute little idea. I think it is fantastic. I'm going to give myself a big old thumbs up. And I actually did this with little white ones for my own baby shower many years ago. And then I did it for a friend, and it was really great fun. It was a cute little surprise, and everybody enjoyed it. And I actually used mustard at the time to stain on the inside of one of the little diapers. So, you know, maybe you might want to do that. And that's just another idea. And make sure you leave a nice comment down below. Let me know what you think of this. Are you going to be using this idea? And will you be using white? I think the little white diapers would look really cute with a blue contrast or pink contrast on there. Or if it's going to be a sort of a gender reveal, then do them in different colors. Why not, right? Okay, so make sure you subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and hit that notification bell so that you know when I put out videos, which is every Tuesday and every Friday. And from here, all of February, I will be doing all crafts. So make sure that you tune in for those, because it's all going to be baby shower ideas. All right, everyone, thanks again, and make sure you share on your social medias. And as always, enjoy.